Good afternoon, everyone. We are the Unified Student Executive Council. I am the President, Palapar RV, my Secretary, Baltazar Kian Gesha, the Vice President Internal, Manggilimutan Chantal K, the Vice President External, Bower Crystal Jane, and the Treasurer, Humawan John Carl. So good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to officially call to order this annual virtual meeting of the Unified Student Executive Council. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you, Mr. President. Shall we proceed?
Yes, you may.
Okay. To recap our last meeting, we discussed about expanding our connection and sponsorships to enhance the organization's growth. Key points included reaching out to local businesses, alumni, and community partners to secure financial support and collaborative opportunities. The benefits of this expansion include increased funding for projects, enhanced career opportunities for members, a stronger reputation for the organization, and long term sustainability. The committee was assigned to create sponsorship packages and begin outreach. That sums up the highlights. We agreed to finalize this decision in today's meeting. Are there any questions or clarifications before we proceed?
None.
None.
Thank you. Now, let's hear from the committee about their progress.
The committee is finalizing the list of possible partners and drafting proposals. Rest assured it will be forwarded tomorrow for review and agreement.
Thank you for the updates. Let's ensure everything is ready for review tomorrow as planned. We'll reconvene next week to discuss progress and finalize any pending tasks. Let's move on to the next agenda item for today. As per the university's calendar, the first semester will end in the month of December. Hence, the purpose of this meeting is to commence a thorough planning and organization of providing the students a semestral end to remember. Let's start with the title for our event. The title is a key. It shapes how people perceive the event and sets the tone. It should reflect the excitement of the celebration, but also the spirit of the season. So let's hear your suggestions.
I'll start. I suggest Palarong Pampasko. It's fun and catchy, and it brings to mind the games and activities we want to include in the event. The idea of the games resonates well with students because they feel interactive and it brings the students all together. We can also add a semestral end party to clarify that it's the end of semester celebration, but still keep the focus on fun. They will going to end their semester with a blastful experience.
That's an interesting approach, emphasizing fun and games. Let's see what others think.
I'm not sure if Palarong Pampasko is the best fit. While fun is great, Christmas is more than just games. I propose Pamaskong Handog. It gives a sense of warmth and meaning, tying directly into the holiday spirit of giving. Handog reflects a gift, something we can share as a community, and it has a deeper connection to the season.
I get the point about the spirit of giving, but we need a title that really people gets excited. Palarong Pampasko is more lively. It promises an event full of activities. I feel like Pamaskong Handog sounds too formal and it doesn't have the same energy.
Both are good options, but I agree with Ms. Chantal. Palarong Pampasko is much more engaging for students. It's simple and it already suggests games and fun, which will draw more attention.
I actually think Pamaskong Handog has its merits. It's unique and can make the event stand out as more than just another Christmas party. I'm thinking about how it be remembered long after the event. The title can carry more weight, offering a sense of purpose, like giving back to the community.
Exactly. Pamaskong Handog has a deeper resonance with the season's meaning, and we can still have all the fun in the event itself. It's more than just a party. It's about coming together, celebrating, and sharing.
I see where you're coming from, but we're targeting students who want something fun and lively to end their semester. Palarong Pampasko promises excitement, and it's a title that invites people to participate. Christmas is fun too, so let's lean into that.
I agree with Ms. Chantal again. While Pamaskong Handog is heartfelt, Palarong Pampasko speaks to what students expect, a good time. Plus, we can incorporate the idea of giving in the activities themselves.
It seems like we're leaning towards Palarong Pampasko as the stronger option. But before we make a decision, let's get everyone's final thoughts.
I'll admit that Palarong Pampasko might have more student appeal, but I'll still argue that we can make Pamaskong Handog work. If we want a more meaningful, purposeful celebration, it's a good choice.
I think we can make it work too. However, I agree that Palarong Pampasko brings more excitement. The energy and youthfulness of the title will attract more students. If we incorporate charitable activities or something meaningful into the program itself, we can still capture the holiday spirit.
All right. So it sounds like the consensus is moving towards Palarong Pampasko, with the understanding that we can include the holiday spirit of giving in the event's activities. Is that correct?
Yes, that seems like a good middle ground. We get the energy of Palarong Pampasko and we can still incorporate meaningful activities in the program.
Great! It's settled then. Our event will be called Palarong Pampasko, a semestral end party. Thank you, everyone, for your contributions. Let's move on to the next agenda. Now let's discuss the activities for the event. We need to decide on the key programs to make the event exciting and engaging. We're considering a mix of games, performances, and a raffle. What do you think? Any specific ideas or activities you'd like to suggest?
I think we should definitely have Battle of the Bands. It's a great way to highlight student talents, and it can get the crowd really pumped up. Plus, it fits the festive vibe.
I like the idea, but we need to keep the cost in mind. If we go with the battle of the bands, we might need equipment and possibly a sound engineer. That could be expensive. Maybe we should stick to simpler activities like games that require fewer resources.
I agree with Mr. Humawan. If we're aiming for a fun atmosphere, we can't go wrong with classic games like Trip to Jerusalem or Charades. They're easy to set up, involve everyone, and don't require a big budget. We can add a twist to make them more exciting though.
I think adding a twist to Trip to Jerusalem sounds like a fun idea. It keeps things simple but still engaging. I also like the suggestion of charades. It's always a hit with everyone.
What about gingerbread decorating contest? It's a fun, creative activity and it could double as a nice decoration for the venue. Students will love the chance to show off their artistic side and it ties in with the Christmas theme.
A gingerbread decorating contest sounds great, but it could get pricey, especially if we need to provide supplies like gingerbread kits and decorations. If we do, if we do it, maybe we can limit it to to a few themes or charge a small fee for materials.
That's true, Mr. Humawan. But if we keep it small and have a registration for the teams, we could manage the cost. I think it would be a great addition, as long as we limit how many people can participate.
Okay, so it seems like we have a mix of suggestions. Battle of the Bands, classic games with a twist, and a gingerbread decorating contest. Do we want to include all this in the program? Or shall we narrow it down?
I think we can include all of them, but with limits on participation for things like gingerbread contest. This way, we cover a variety of activities, performances, games, and a creative contest.
I agree. And I also think we should make sure there's enough time for each activity. We don't want the event to feel rushed.
It looks like we've agreed on the activities for now. We'll include the Battle of the Bands, classic games with a twist, and the gingerbread decorating contest with a limited number of participants. Let's move on to the next agenda. Let's move on to food and refreshments. We have a few options: catering services, packed meals, or food stalls. What are your thoughts on these?
I'm in favor of packed meals. It's the most cost-effective option, and we can still make them festive. Catering is nice, but it's likely to exceed our budget.
I see your point, but catering could give the event a more festive feel. It would be easier for us logistically because we wouldn't have to manage the food ourselves. Maybe we can consider a hybrid option.
I like the idea of a hybrid. We could go with the packed meals for the main food and add food stalls for variety. Food stalls can give students more options and feel less formal.
A hybrid option seems like a great balance. It offers both convenience and variety while still being budget conscious.
I agree with packed meals for the main meal. We can save cost, and food stalls would add some fun and variety without going over budget.
Alright, it sounds like we're all in favor of a hybrid approach. Packed meals for the main course and food stalls for snacks and variety. Let's move to the next agenda. Now for the venue, the CITU Gymnasium has already been approved by the Dean as our primary location. If for any reason the gymnasium becomes unavailable, the covered court will serve as our backup venue. Decorations will follow a Christmas theme with a priority on creating a festive but budget-friendly atmosphere. A key highlight will be a Christmas tree centerpiece. Now, let's discuss ideas for decorations.
We should definitely have a large Christmas tree centerpiece. It's iconic and it sets the mood for the entire event. To enhance the atmosphere, we could add string lights around the venue and some garlands along the walls and stage.
That sounds great, but I think we should also focus on keeping the decorations simple and reusable. If we invest in decorations that can be used for future events, we can save a lot in the long run.
I agree with Mr. Humawan, but we can't go too minimal. We still want the space to feel magical. Maybe we can combine impactful elements like the tree and lights with budget-friendly reusable items.
I think focusing on key decorations is a smart move. If we make the Christmas tree and lights the centerpiece, we don't need to go overboard with other decorations.
We could also involve students in creating some of the decorations. Handmade ornaments for the tree or paper garlands could add a personal touch while keeping costs low.
Those are all excellent ideas. To ensure we stay on track, we'll need a decoration committee to manage this. Mr. Humawan, with your focus on budget-friendly solutions, I'd like to assign you to lead this committee.
I'll be happy to take the lead, Mr. President. I'll make sure we stick to the budget while still delivering a festive atmosphere.
That's a good choice, Mr. Humawan. Has a great idea for balancing practically and creativity.
Perfect. Mr. Humawan, please start drafting a plan with a proposed budget and list of materials. Include the idea of reusable items and possibly involving students in creating some decorations. Let's move on to the next agenda. Now let's talk about the logistics and budget. We'll need to secure sponsorships for food, decorations, and prizes. Also, we'll have committees for permits, logistics, and technical setups. Any thoughts on the budget?
We definitely need to focus on cost sharing with sponsors. The more we can get from sponsors, the less financial burden we put on the students.
True, but we also need to make sure that our sponsors align with the values of the event. We don't want to work with just any company. We need sponsors who represent our community and our purpose.
Exactly. Sponsors are important, but they should align with our mission. We don't want to just take the money if it means compromising the spirit of the event.
I agree. Finding sponsors who align with our values is crucial. We'll need to look at past events for potential sponsors who've been a good fit.
We already have a list of potential sponsors from previous Christmas events. We'll reach out to them first to see who's available to support us. Let's move on to the next agenda. Publicity is crucial for ensuring student participation. We'll be using mandatory social media posts on departmental and USEC pages to promote the event. As for invitations, we initially considered inviting local artists, but given our limited budget, it's more practical to redirect those funds elsewhere. Let's discuss other options for performers or alternative activities to enhance the event.
That makes sense. Instead of paying for local artists, we could tap into the talent within our university, like student bands or solo performers. It would cost less and still excite the audience.
Exactly. We could even organize a battle of the bands or an epic mic season so students can showcase their talents. It would save costs while engaging more participants.
Agreed. We could incentivize performers with small prizes or certificates for recognition rather than paying large talent fees.
I think focusing on student performers is a great idea. It aligns with our goal of promoting student engagement.
That's settled then. We'll focus on inviting student performers and making it a platform to showcase their talents. Ms. Bauer, could you coordinate with the student councils to identify potential performers?
Sure, Mr. President. I'll prepare a short list for the next meeting.
Now, let's talk about giveaways. These are small tokens of appreciation for participants and a way to make the event more memorable. We've shortlisted keychains, notebooks, mini tumblers, and a combination of these items. What are your thoughts?
Keychains and notebooks are cost effective and practical, especially since we'll likely have a large number of attendees.
I agree. But me tumblers make a bigger impact. They're more memorable and aligned with sustainability efforts.
True, but tumblers could strain the budget. Perhaps we could reserve them as prizes for games or competitions and distribute keychains or notebooks as general giveaways.
I think that's a smart compromise. Keychains or notebooks for everyone and tumblers for the winners.
Great suggestion. Let's proceed with keychains and notebooks as general giveaways and use mini tumblers as special prizes. Mr. Humawan, ensure these items fit into the budget plan.
Will do, Mr. President.
Now, for the contingency plan, the CITU covered court will be our backup venue if the gym becomes unavailable. Let's address other potential issues.
We need a backup sound system in case of equipment failure, especially since we'll have performances and announcements.
Backup power is also essential, particularly for lights and sound equipment.
I suggest we also have an emergency contact list for vendors, performers, and key personnel to address any last minute problems.
What about planning for unexpected weather if we need to move between venues?
Good point. These are all valid suggestions. Ms. Manggilimutan, I'd like you to lead a logistics subcommittee to ensure all contingency measures are in place.
Understood, Mr. President. I'll prepare a detailed plan and present it in the next meeting.
Our final agenda is about registration. Since this is a large-scale event, we'll need a system to ensure both accessibility and funding for the program. Let's discuss how we can implement a reasonable fee while managing attendance effectively.
Considering the CITU has a large student body, it's best to limit the participants to ensure we stay within our budget and venue capacity. I suggest we cap the number of attendees at 1,000 students.
That's a good idea. With the CATU gymnasium already approved as the venue, we need to ensure safety and comfort. A limit of 1,000 attendees will allow us to maintain order without overwhelming the space or resources.
I agree with limiting it to 1,000 students. This also makes the registration process easier to manage and ensures we can provide quality experiences for those who attend.
For the fee, I suggest we keep it affordable at 200 pesos, which would generate 200,000 if we reach the maximum capacity. That should help cover food, giveaways, decorations, and other expenses.
To encourage early sign-ups and make the process smoother, we could offer a 50 peso discount for early registrations, reducing the fee to 150 pesos for those who register before the deadline.
That's a great idea. If we assume 500 students register early and 500 pay the standard fee, the total collection would still be 175,000, which should be sufficient for our needs.
Offering an early discount might also help us gauge interest and finalize logistics earlier.
We should also waive registration fees for volunteers and members of the organizing committee. It's small incentives for a meaningful one for those who help with the event.
Good points. Here's what we'll finalize. Registration will be limited to 1,000 students. Standard registration fee is 200 pesos per attendee. Early registration fee is 150 pesos. Fees will be waived for volunteers and committee members. This structure will allow us to collect 175,000 pesos to 200 pesos, 1,000 pesos. Depending on early registrations, funds will be allocated as follows.
Shall I prepare a detailed announcement for this, including the fee breakdown and the early registration incentive?
Yes, please. Ensure the announcement highlights the 1,000 student limit and the benefits of early registration. Ms. Baltazar, work with the treasurer to ensure everything aligns with our projected budget.
Understood, Mr. President.
Any other concerns or suggestions about the registration?
None, Mr.
None,
None,
President.
Mr.
Mr.
President.
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 Now, that wraps up our meeting. Thank you everyone for being here today. Please be guided for our next meeting, which is scheduled on December 7, 2024, 1 week from now. Let's do our best to make this event a successful, enjoyable, and memorable one. Have a great day, everyone.
Before we close this online meeting, I want to inform everyone that I'll send the minutes of the meeting to your Gmail for you to review. Thank you.
Thank you.